Gestalt versus Ayatsuri. We're heading on Aztec, and I'm ready to go, man. Are you good to go?
I am.
Let's do it. Here we go. Let's go. No1CareThat. You know what, actually, I wish we could change our name a little bit because it wasn't decided by us, and it was decided by a guy who's now banned and not on our team. So
I didn't know that. Really?
yeah, it was that weird Cuban Spanish speaker Jordaddy who seemed to
Yeah,
always
I
say
remember
stuff
him.
and just be weird and chat and spam and like I don't know, like he's just a true weirdo. So
A true weirdo, not one of those fake weird.
no, like I'll call it how I see it. Like he really like would just randomly come out of games and just be like fucking fag in our Discord chat, and I'll be like, that's weird.
Yeah, there's no reason to say that.
Yeah, I what are you talking? Who are you? Is that to me or is that? What are you? I mean, can you? Do you want to? Might you expand on that idea? Anyway, so I don't know. He's banned now, but whatever. So.
But his legacy lives on.
His legacy lives on. No
apparently.
one care that. I don't. Anyway, neither here nor there. We've got forward pylon from Protoss. Oh, Scuzzy's in the chat. So
He's just vocalizing.
he's just vocalizing. Yeah, you know, I hear in therapy they say that all the time. You know, express yourself and then
That's right.
vocalize your thoughts. But who knew that such ugly things would come out of his mouth?
I don't think they tell you to vocalize your thoughts to the CPL Discord channel.
Yeah,
though.
not the healthiest output all the time. So,
right.
speaking of healthy output, we're gonna have another stunner later. We've got Eskia versus Insomniac, who, while my professional courtesy is already in jeopardy, I'll just say he's a very passionate Zerg. That's
Certainly, yeah.
That's what I will
the
say.
Passion runs deep. at
yeah,
times.
he's
Yeah.
passionate. That's we can grant him that. So anyway, what do we see? Is this Overpool? Yes, because he's at
Looks
12.
like it is,
Yeah. So probably an overpool or a 9 pool. I didn't see the exact timing, but you know they're mostly similar in functionality here for Zerg, and then he's gonna hatch on 12 after that. So, shout outs to Ayatsuri. You know, he's one of our teammates that we don't actually get to see play as often. You know, I guess I'm just saying I'm not sure stylistically what he's gonna bring to the table here. I know that sometimes he's asked for advice and he's been studying builds, so you know hopefully we'll see that come to fruition here in this ZVP.
Yeah, it's looking pretty standard so far. He definitely knows, you know, kind of how to play against Protoss. Ooh, I like that little surround almost. Oh, blocking with the drone.
Oh.
Oh my God, that was amazing. I'm
nice.
so impressed. That was so
I
great.
panned my camera at just in the moment to kind of see the block, and then the probe died, so that was pretty slick.
Yeah, definitely some nice micro there.
You know, if this was you playing, instant Hydra Hydra bust, you know, like as soon as you deny that scout, you would whip out the Hydras. But we'll see.
Oh, but Ayatsuri is going with that forward expand instead. He's playing a little bit more macro heavy rather than, like you said, what I would do, which is just, okay, I'll win now.
Okay, I'll kill you. You know, it's good to have that killer instinct, but I guess I would just say it's good to have instincts. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely.
not to just stick to the script going in all the time, be able to read and adapt. And so sometimes that you need the killer instinct, but in general, you need instincts, right? To be able to just parse what you're seeing and make the right next steps, you know?
Yeah, and that's kind of what plays into like the individualism of StarCraft in general. Is like, you know, an expansion, a third expansion, is a totally reasonable response to killing off that SCV. He doesn't know, Gestalt doesn't know that the third expansion is down. By the way, I said SCV, I meant probe. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you like to do, what you feel like you're better at doing. And you know, you can see people's kind of personality come through the game.
On that note, cool. As far as personality, as you mentioned, it was sort of a bit of the forward base as opposed to one of these back ones or maybe the 6 o'clock-ish area, which is, again, another choice. I like how you said the individualism in StarCraft because, you know, a million Zergs out there are doing 3-hatch Muta or 3-hat Spire into 5-hat Hydra and things like that, and yet along the way there's many ways to sort of express yourself, as we said earlier. Expression is important, and definitely StarCraft, to me, as I grew, like I didn't really necessarily feel this as much in SC2, but by design in Brood War, you have so many opportunities to sort of inject your own flavor into certain moves and tactics, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a much more kind of human element to it, just because it's an imperfect engine and an imperfect pathing algorithm and all that kind of stuff. You know, it just feels more real, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I've said to you before, it almost feels like you're reaching into the screen and like manipulating your units a little bit like a board game or something.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's psychological, which I think is something to be said, where sometimes in SC2 I would get tilted a lot, but definitely in Brood War, if you can't separate the negative feelings from like, what do I need to do? That does not bode well often, you know. You're gonna have a roller coaster every game, basically, because no one's perfect in this game. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I even feel it with external things. You know, like if things are going good in my general life, like I play better Brood War. It's weird.
Yeah, for sure. God, and you know what? The only other game that's really like that for me is like Dota, but in Dota, I'll just blame my noob supports and stuff for
you're not totally responsible for anything.
Well, I do think ultimately the carry is responsible no matter what happens. That's not my ironic coolness. The carry is
bias coming through.
I am a carry player in Dota, so
in the Zerg bias.
Yeah. When I lose games as a carry, sometimes I generally apologize to my team to say that one kind of is on me, or like, you know, you can just throw, it's more on your shoulders. But in Brood War, it's just you, right? It's you
no
in the game. And so, you know, you can't, and I think anybody with a decent intelligence, you know, knows that they have inefficiencies, and so you can't blame your race. No, balance does not come into play here at all in any of these games. You know, there's not balance. Like we said before, affects maybe 4 players in the world. You know what I mean? Like ever. Even then, it's dubious. It's more of a meme than anything, right? You know.
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said that 4 out of 5 Bonjois are Terran, but it could just speak to a Terran hive mind sense that Terrans shared more knowledge with each other or something. You know what I mean? Like, are they just?
Yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, by the way, I've been watching these Corsairs.
Yeah, I've been looking at the Corsairs. I love the Scourge timing from Zerg too.
He seemed to have them right on time.
Yeah, he was able to bop that or scare off that Corsair before it even got to shoot at an Overlord. But these Zealots are looking scary, especially with the Lings out front and no static defense at home.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there's no
Zealot
D here.
Parade is on.
Oh, the Zealot Parade. Oh my God, it's the Zealot Parade. The boys come out to do their best.
They are not going to be able to do too much here. The Lings coming back to try to thwart, but look at the Zealots positioning. They're using the Zerg's wall against him.
Yeah, that's really... Oh man, great positioning here from Gestalt to put a couple Zealots at the top, a couple Zealots in that little choke. And you know what? +1 wasn't even finished before he started this attack. Actually, I wonder, now with some Lings popping out for cleanup, he still got those Zealots alive. He didn't even really need +1 the way that he got in there without the defenses. And is this Hydra Den gonna fall? That's definitely gonna set Zerg back.
Yeah, it's looking like it might go down. One of those Zealots is really low.
Oh, and you know what, dude? +1 weapons just finished at the moment that last Zealot just died. Like, I think simultaneous did that just happen.
Honestly, though, I mean, I wouldn't have changed that timing, you know,
for anything. That was great.
He killed a lot of drones, a lot of Zerglings, and ended up finishing off that Hydra Den.
Yeah. Dude, look at Gestalt's like SimCity and building arrangement. Like when I play
beautiful.
Protoss, it is not like this is actually art. Like look at the mini map, how it's just a big red square.
That's that's so great.
He has lined up everything just right. His Zealots are going to be able to walk out of that, and Goons when they pop just kind of get pushed out. So, fantastic play so far from Gestalt, our Protoss player on Chobos, and whew.
Man, yeah, this is like engineering degree level of SimCity here.
Yeah, Gestalt, what do you do for work, man? What do you,
Civil engineer, for sure. Like, even the pylons at his natural are lined up vertically there.
Yeah, right. And his blocking was so good with those zealots. How one kind of moved up here and one moved there, and then one was kind of between the gas and the the hatchery. There was like 2 there, so that was actually really good. I gotta say, this guy's an engineer. Oh, wait, he says
like
I don't.
Computer science.
Oh, I don't even block that on purpose at the natural. It just happened. Well, dog, I'll give you a pro tip in life. When someone's complimenting you, just be like, yeah, thanks. You know.
That was me. Totally intentional.
All calculated. No, that's I'm playing. You can tell he's a bright guy the way that his base is organized for sure. And my Protoss bases do not look like this, but I'm a part-time Protoss. So here we can see some of the benefits. And you know what? In these B team casts, I like to highlight that. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got another Zealot Parade coming in, though. We got 2 songs, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That's a lot of Zealots.
That's a lot of Zealots,
for
sure.
Will at least be able to block them from going into the natural area, but oh man, so many Zealots.
And now Storm's coming in too. He's got the energy for Storm. He's got energy. Oh, we're going to see one up on the high ground. Might we see one on these retreating boys? I don't know.
He doesn't even need them. The Zealots can handle it, yeah.
Yeah, good discipline with the Storms. This is maybe a side effect of taking that 3rd in the aggressive position.
Absolutely.
You've got to be ready to defend such a thing. Oh, and now he's got the vision up there, so he kind of can see how those Hydras are arranged, and now he's getting thirsty for some Storms. I'm thirsty for some Storms. Oh, they're walking back in a choke. Here we go. There's that High Templar.
Excellent.
There's the Storm. Oh. That's a good Storm. Some cleanup happens.
Yeah.
Because of those sunks, but more Zealots are coming in.
Is he going to get this Archon morphed? I think he is.
I think he's going to get that morph up. And this is maybe a little much from the toss right now. Those sunks, this is actually good SimCity now from Ayatsuri.
Yeah, I love this ball. I've not seen it played this way on Aztec. Ooh, another great
good storm. Yeah. Overall, I think that is definitely a move that Toss is going to look back and say, yep, I'm happy now. He's got his own 3rd established, and he's taking a 4th.
Yeah, the mineral only 3rd, and then the bottom 4th there. Yeah, I love the expand behind an attack move in general.
Yep. So it's funny, just as lurkers are researching for Zerg, for Ayatsuri, Gestalt is flexing into Robo and Observatory right now. So he's going to be able to scout and spot those lurkers wherever he decides to burrow them. And what's the response from Zerg right now? You just took massive damages. Do you what to do here? Do you attack? Do you?
It looks like he's gearing up for an attack. We got a bunch of Lings, a bunch of Hydras up at the front. You know, maybe you can catch him without making enough Zealots, but there's so many Zealots out on the field right now.
He even had to re-drone a bit because he lost some boys with this.
Oh, yeah.
He's attempting to take the forward base again. I wonder if this is ill-advised again because of the way that Protoss can just sort of approach here. And with the choke as your only retreat path, it seems to invite the Protoss to want to storm you, you know, when you have to walk back up a choke. It's very tough.
Not to mention, you can just go around it, too, and go straight into the natural and then have high ground on those Hydras that are on the low ground, too.
Right. The Zealots are coming out.
Ooh, these lurkers, once they morph.
Lurkers just popped out. Ooh, some back and forth.
I think the lurkers are going to hold it. Do we have an observer out yet?
It just popped.
There's one.
Yep,
there's
it
one.
just came out, so that's pretty good. Yeah.
But, I mean, Protoss is a base up on Zerg, which is not ever something that you want to see from a Zerg perspective.
Yeah, no, that's no good. And he's using forges to wall in here, which is sort of like a double investment there. You know, like it helps you wall, but also we're going to see some armor and some shield upgrades too. So the Toss army is definitely growing in strength and number here, as we see doubling in supply of Zerg. So we need stability from Zerg, or we need that killer instinct to come in and somehow make it happen. But there's a lot of Toss stuff. I don't know. Yeah, actually, here's where Scuzzy comments a little bit on the SimCity. He says 2 or 3 of those gates can't make goons, but that's fine. So...
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, probably those ones are in the back. That I thought they just kind of get popped out and squished out, but maybe you still need to have them on the edges of, because units come out at the bottom left spots of the thing. It looks like likely those back 3 won't be able to fit a goon or a 2 hex unit, but they would fit a 1 hex unit. And you can see that actually Gestalt's making goons from the outer edge gateways and Zealots and Templars from the inner gateways, so that's actually sick. Well played to Gestalt, who definitely, he knows his own base structures pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Scuzzy's saying here, it's not a huge deal. You don't want just Dragoons in this matchup, and oh my god, there's just so many High Templars. Like,
yeah, this is really gonna be
infinite storms.
Rough here.
Go down.
I'm nervous for our boy Ayatsuri. He's got the right kinds of tools, Scourge and Obs, Scourge and Ovies to try to pick off those observers. Which can be a critical maneuver when Toss loses his observers. Well, actually, there's so many storms. If I was in Gestalt's position, I would just look for the spines and storm right where I see him.
Oh yeah.
He sends one group of Zealots to just kind of get a sniffing here of where his stuff is. There's the storm on those lurkers.
There's the storm, yep. On those Obs just out of range.
Yeah.
Oh, sniping a bunch of Scourge with those Dragoons.
Yeah, good positions here from Gestalt.
Couple snipes on the observers there.
Yeah, and he's actually got there's one kind of on these high ground rocks a little bit up, which is seeing these lurker spines, and great storm on the lurkers. A great storm, but there's a lot of Hydras here too. Another great storm. That's actually
and a third. Oh man.
If these storms had missed or otherwise been avoided a little bit better, I would say that Zerg kind of has a little bit of upper hand with how much he traded for. But the storms were so good. And this observer continues to sort of spot. He still has 2 here, one sort of positioned in a good spot on the rocks and one that's kind of scooting around, scouting out lurkers here. So that's, again, with the forward expansion, it just, it's just so out there. Toss has all day to sort of think about how he wants to approach and flank and position things,
Yeah, any direction really works. And oh man, these storms are so brutal.
For sure. Great storming going on here by Gestalt. Oh, observer walks into the fray, but that one just outside of that OV range, man. I wish there was an OV vision. There's OV vision. There is. I never get it.
Man. Oh man.
Great storms.
All these High Templars.
Look at these Zerg corpses of blood on shit on the ground. Just gore of body pieces here. This is like Starship Troopers 2. Protoss Strikes Back.
Protoss Strikes Back. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, good spines from those lurkers, though. We got
good
kind of the other side, the blue blood of the Dragoon.
Right. The blue goo.
The blue goo. The blue goon goo.
I hate Protoss so much that the blue goo is really satisfying to see.
It really is.
Yeah.
Man, all these storms have been great. He keeps storming the ramp as units are running down it, so they have to run through the storm to get back down.
Ayatsuri was feeling entrepreneurial. He made an expansion over at the 4 o'clock-ish area to the right, and yet it's scouted by an original scouting probe from Gestalt.
Yeah.
So Gestalt knows. He says, I don't care. I'm just going to move a ramp. And there's an Archon. Dude, look at the Archon on the ramp just bopping these Zerglings.
Oh my god.
24 kills now for the Archon. What a play. Moving that Archon up there. Great moves by Gestalt, who is now seriously threatening our Zerg's life here, who has a good amount of sunks and some SimCity here, but just what do you do when your 4th is taken out? That's it.
Yeah,
GG
that's
from
GG.
Ayatsuri. So, game 1 goes to our boy Gestalt. What a play.
Yeah, very well played. It was just taking out that 3rd twice over. What can you do as Zerg at that point? You need that base advantage against Protoss.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so in the interest of time, let's hop into game 2, man. We got some casting marathon cast going on right now. Crossing Field 1.0. So, we're back on Crossing Field. This time we'll get to see ZVP on this map. And, you know, the expansion patterns in ZVP are often so huge, as we saw in this one. That forward third was a little bit of a death sentence for our boy Ayatsuri. Maybe it's a little easier to establish here against Toss. I don't know. It's hard to say. Crossing Field is definitely an anomaly in our map pool that, you know, different players might approach in different ways. So I wonder if we'll see some more creative work from our Zerg friend here.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to wall off that front and get 3 bases up and running as Zerg, just because of the nature of the map there. And yeah, I like the SimCity from Ayatsuri last game, so I'm hoping to see the same thing here.
Cool. All right, let's go.
Let us go.
Game 2. Bum bum. Crossing Field 1.0, made by Waldstein.
Waldstein.
I love when you put on UMS and you get to see these like messages injected into the map data. You know, like map by Kespa, Korean and characters and shit. Anyway,
Korean characters.
No, yeah. Well, okay, I can't read them. I can't read. But
I'm not blaming you.
Yeah. So Ayatsuri's on the left, and we've got Gestalt on the right. So this is gonna be hopefully another barn burner here, and I'm gonna root for our Zerg boy here.
Oh yeah.
I wonder, you know, when you're in series play, you all week long you practice, you think about builds, you think about maps and what you're gonna pull out of your pocket here, and then the actual games begin, and it's sort of like your mental preparation hits right on the face. You know, you collide with your opponent's mental preparation, and when you lose that game 1, you have to be thinking like, am I gonna stick to my plan? Am I going to switch it up? I don't know. You know, what kind of takeaways do you get from game 1 to game 2? That can sometimes decide the series, you know? Very different from ladder play.
And yeah, I mean, I like the fact that CPL lets us do these series because it does introduce a new kind of dynamic to the games. And yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, instinctual, carnal. What you decide on strategies based on the first game, you know, going into the second game. If you're behind, do you really rush quick and try to go kill them fast, or do you try to macro up and do something crazy?
Right.
It's kind of fun to experience.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's different from ladder where it, you know, you have to think of ladder like you play a best of 1 against the opponent every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so many people when they ladder in StarCraft, and something that I had to kind of deal with in SC2 when I kind of got heavy back into StarCraft and then picked up Brood War. I had always watched and followed. I remember watching a lot, but I hopped on the ladder and I'm thinking like, these cheesy fucks. Like how brazenly can you just cheese against me? How dare you? You know, like you're not playing. Just why don't you just play standard, bro? You know, like come on. Like I'm trying to do like what was Zerg's go-to in SC2? Did they do like hatch first? It was hatch first Muta play against Terran.
Yeah, hatch first a lot of the time.
Hydro Roach against Toss. Yeah, so so I'd be like, you cheesed me? How dare you? But now in hindsight, I'm thinking like, well, if you're playing a best of 1 against somebody, obviously a cheese is going to be somewhat preferential. Like the person's not prepared. That's why it's a cheese. Like, you know, they have to respond correctly. So that's kind of good maneuver. Speaking of which, we have some, not cheese, but a Lynx at the front trying to sniff their way out here. He did 9 pool. It was a 9 pool build, and I'm thinking Ayatsuri is wondering if he can get away or sneak any up into the main. He does get 2 passes.
He does get 2, yeah.
Now, if you're Jaedong, these get 10 kills and end the game. But once again, B-teamers are not expected to be Jaedong. But dude, look at the claws on those Zerglings. Like it's like a weird angle.
Yeah, like jumping at that assimilator.
Yeah. This is sort of like in Jurassic Park when the kids are in the kitchen hiding from the velociraptors. Like these probes are just trying to like hide and. By the way, I hope that we can somehow find Jurassic Park analogies every week that we can.
It's certainly becoming a standard here.
It definitely is a good name, Jurassic Park.
The Tyrannosaurus Ultralis.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like watch more Jurassic Park.
Get your references.
Get my
on
memes
point.
up. Yeah. You know, who's Jeff Goldblum? Am I Goldblum or am I the archaeologist guy? I don't know.
Ooh, is anybody Goldblum?
I don't think anybody can really be Goldblum.
We
Maybe
do have a
Seriosity.
zealot
Seriosity is a Goldblum-esque character.
I could see Seriosity being a Goldblum.
Maybe Scuzzy. No, Scuzzy's more like the archaeologist guy, I think, the father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what the fuck are we talking about? We got more lings.
2 lings. He's kept these lings alive. We got 0 and 1 kill on them so far, but they're still there.
Nice. That zealot's here. Basically, like, get out of here. I love zealots chasing lings around, just like you little come here, you know.
Like running.
Yeah, it's very like Looney Tunes-esque to sort of see this poor zealot just like you know, running around.
More lings coming in the front though, trying to back up their 2 brethren that just fall.
Yeah, more lings in the front. And he's going to go right for that cannon. This is actually a good move. Cannons don't have that much HP. Now there's plenty of lings out here. This is Ayatsuri saying, look, dude, if you expand out to the natural with that wide wall and it's not perfect, I'm going to punish you with lings. Maybe an adaptation that he thought of going into this map.
Yeah, especially after he gets those first 2, but I don't know. I feel like the micro from Gestalt was just on point there, even canceling one of those cannons. Saying, you know, I don't even need it.
Cancels a cannon, now he moves stuff. Uh-oh. I hope this is not salt from our boy. This might sound really stupid. Uh-oh.
I'm excited.
But GG, because that was like all I had. Well, never mind. He says never mind as these lings. Never mind, I can keep going. On one level, I would say this maybe reveals a little bit to your opponent, you know? This. Who knows? He's going to make Hydras now. Okay, sorry. Ready? Go. Okay. So they had a pause.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, going back into the series.
What is that? Like,
the mind games coming out.
He comes out with like, yeah, is that mind games? Dude, I'm going to totally do that in mind games. Like, oh, that's all I had. And then just like, oh, wait. And then Hydra bust him, 3-hatch Hydra or something. Oh, Rogi's in the chat. What up, Rogi? Dude, Rogi, we need some mental coaching for our boys. You know, we need some like, how do we win the psyops, the mind games that are at play? The psyops, you know, we need some like we need some data hacking type shit. You know, I want to be on some Zuckerberg shit. Anyway, pretty good wall here.
Oh man, yeah, these lings are not going to be able to do anything against 3 cannons with 3 zealots backing them up. Like, yeah, this is. If he was ready to say GG earlier, I would say this is GG for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of weird because he's still on 2 hatches and he's now
making sunks in the main, which is weird.
In the main, I'm not sure about the sunks in the main, but he's gonna try a Hydra switch here. Mm-hmm. You know, this wall I would say is definitely vulnerable to some Hydra spit range stuff, but you would like to kind of see that a little bit more prioritized and out there, maybe like around this time. And you know what? That Corsair sniped an Ovi by the Zergnat, so now Ayatsuri is supply block. Bummer. He's got some Ovis coming out though.
Also, kind of forcing the Hydras to stick around the base too. You know, keep those Corsairs out of the way.
Yeah.
Don't see a Spire down at all. We're only on 1 gas from Zerg.
Dude, he's going Queen's Nest.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. You know, maybe he saw the last series and saw how good Queens are.
Maybe he did.
Oh, I'm just kidding. So,
pulling some inspiration from Age there.
That's the dumbest joke I've ever. Sorry, man. As your caster friend, I'm sorry I put you through so much stupid jokes and Jurassic Park references. And...
No, if you stop the Jurassic Park references, I'm actually gonna be sad.
Okay, no, we'll keep it up. I'm gonna go watch The Lost World tonight on my night shift. I'll just like pull up my tab, just be writing down like. Dude,
character names and actors.
Right, dude. Defilers are like the new hybrid animal experiment thing that they did. Lost World.
Oh god.
This is tough,
man. We got some action from Protoss here. A Zealot Parade once again moving across the map.
Parade once again.
Forcing those little lings back. Those little Velociraptor lings.
Little raptor lings moving back. Oh, jeez. Ah,
But I think with the
jeez.
Hydras, they'll be able to pull it off here.
Yeah, we could totally see something going on here. Okay. Zealots are kind of getting positioned. Maybe Gestalt says no to this, but you know what? I think he's ready to start trading units. He's got +1 is almost done. Once again, his +1 is
just
about
barely
to finish. Like,
there it is.
Bro, click your forge, bro. Okay, now he's got it. Oh, those sunks.
Those
actually
coming in handy. Wow.
Nice, man. Good moves actually from Ayatsuri.
Yeah.
Who's now got the Queen's Nest. He's ready to kind of take the next steps too. Who knows what's gonna happen here? I don't know, man.
I have no idea. Yeah, we got lurkers being upgraded here. Still no second gas from Zerg, which is just rough, honestly.
Yeah, I would like to see some onward and upward. You know, some more hatches. Some. He's got the economy to support it now, but this Corsair fleet coming in, this is the kind of that number that can really ruin your day. He's got 4 in here, and so these would melt without anti-air down here. We shall see.
We do have a nice pack of 4 Ovies. He does have speed on the Overlords, though, so he can at least run them away pretty quick.
I see, and you know what? It looks like he
back to the Hydras.
He must have seen the red dots on the minimap and then just took a look and said, "I got to get those Ovies away. Park them near the Hydras."
Like even the Overlord in the middle of the map rather is
on his way back. Yeah, it's just like, yo, I gotta
get me out of here.
Sorry guys, Mom says I gotta come home. I gotta.
It's my curfew.
Yeah, it's I'm after curfew, the Corsair curfew. I don't know, dude. Like Gestalt once again, he's got these right pieces in play. I'm curious to see now how it's gonna really come to fruition because Ayatsuri's got the right things in the right spots now. Second gas, he just added drones to the second gas, and he's taking his 3rd at the net. So that's gonna stabilize, you know, to a more standard ZVP mid game.
Yeah, it still feels a little late on the 3rd. We got Protoss's 3rd just about to finish here, and still making those Corsairs. I feel like Protoss is definitely ahead here. He's actually like double the supply, so he's absolutely ahead.
He's definitely ahead, yeah.
Regardless, you expect to see Protoss a little bit ahead in supply, but not quite double. That doesn't feel good as the Zerg player.
Some Evos, Defilers. It's just interesting to see. You know, a good swarm can sometimes really make the difference against the toss in the toss mid game when they start mixing in more goons. Obviously, Zealots under swarm with the melee damage. For anybody who doesn't, this is where I do my tasteless impression. For anybody who's just learning about StarCraft, you know, when you put the swarm underneath, you know, melee units can still attack under the swarm.
That's right, tasteless.
Nice, dude.
I've been binging some ASL lately, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
For sure. Tasteless always adds that angle, and it makes you be like, you know, I sometimes I feel like Tasteless leans on Artosis for like the high level, and then our
definitely
Artosis for the high level, and Tasteless is good at just the core concepts. But I respect both of them for sure. What a duo, you know? What a duo.
Yeah, the Archon. It is like I'll actively seek out games that they cast just because it's so much fun to listen to them just bullshit about random stuff for half of the game.
Yeah, I think if you're like turned off by Tastosis, it's kind of like, dude, let's never hang out. You know, like, do you?
Yeah, I put that on my Tinder profile. I say if you don't like Tastosis, then
swipe left.
Not gonna work out. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Anyway, so these Ovies are now hiding bottom left, and that's pretty good. Good maneuvers here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't been caught by these Corsairs. He's had those Corsairs pretty much everywhere but the bottom left.
Yeah. You have to be thinking, Zerg has Ovies somewhere, because I see he
they
has
exist.
Units. They must be there somewhere. Where are they? This could be scary a little bit for Toss. I wonder what's up. But you know what, dude? Ayatsuri's got a lot of Hydra Lurker here. Do we have obs? There's some obs. There's one.
Yeah, with the army at least.
One with the army. Is he making any more?
Oh, he's got one making, but he's blocked on supply.
Yeah. 2 pylons go down on the main. You know, Gestalt, we see it all, bro. You try to be like, I hope in the replays they don't see that I was blocked there, and yet we saw. Corsairs find a couple here in the main.
That's right, but
those
Hydras are going to be able to, maybe push them back. Oh, and coupled with a push in the front here.
Here comes the push in the front. Defiler does not have enough energy to put down the swarm, and the storms are insane. The storms are so good. Oh
good
my
once again.
God, this is crazy from Gestalt. He's just going straight in right now, and totally having his way with the Zerg's natural. He's got enough to start trading. 120 supply, so he says, I'm going to see what I can make happen here. Good amount of Hydras. Good Sunk. Sunk continues to hit. That Defiler, I don't think he has consumed, but he needs
Storm
it.
once again. Yeah, he's just hiding there next to that.
He's just wiggling his little tail like, don't look at me, don't look at me, please. Oh, he swarms himself.
You know, that's actually a money storm. Like, that one Dragoon is going to go down because of that swarm and that one Hydra.
That's so funny. That's like the guy, that's like the asshole in the movie that, like, you know, is just looking out for himself the whole time. All his
like
guys
Newman in Jurassic
That's
Park.
like Newman in Jurassic Park. This Defiler. Fucking Newman. Congrats, dude. I'm so glad we got the Newman references coming in. More Protoss shit coming in.
That swarm is like his Barbasol.
That's the Barbasol. It's funny because it's an amber color, right?
That's right, yeah. It's got a shade.
Yeah, so... Dude, this pesky little Defiler, those whiskers. Defilers need to... They kind of need some Barbasol to shave that off. Meanwhile, there's stuff going on.
Storming on the Defiler. It does finally go down. Not
you know
again.
What? Newman, you get what you deserve, Newman. You get what you deserve, okay? So
but the boys coming out to try to finish off these Dragoons, doing some work, actually.
Yeah, this is definitely where Toss starts to say, you know what, I smell the blood in the water, man. Gestalt's got that killer instinct for sure. So he's just moving one gateway
across the map. Yeah. I like this wall with the lurkers. Oh, that's so good. So good.
That was sick, actually. Kind of uses the neutral egg.
Oh, and then canceling them out to get them back to Hydras. That's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, the Ovies. Dude,
the Ovies. Oh, the boys.
6
down
supply.
To 6.
Oh my God. That sucks. He found them finally.
He did.
He found them. Nothing gets past these Corsair fleets, I tell you. So, this is so bad.
6 supply, like fewer supply than you start the game.
Yeah, every single one is dead. Bummer, dude. I don't know.
So, yeah, that means this is the army. This is what we got here to work with from Zerg. And oh man, this is a scary push.
+1 Hydras against +2 attack toss. Oh, you're right. He's zapping those freshly made boys while goes in front. There it is.
GG, yeah. Yeah, it's such a brutal feeling when you look up and see 6 supply.
I love my moment of the game is when I'm hyper zoomed in on Newman, the Defiler, and just the swarm went down. I was zoomed in on it. My whole screen turned orange. I was like, that's hilarious.
That's awesome. Oh, man. Top-notch observing.
GG to Gestalt. Takes it 2-0.
A couple great games, really.
Over Ayatsuri.
I loved that lurker wall that Ayatsuri pulled off. But
yeah, you know, there were some good maneuvers. He had good Zerglings at the start. That was good to
also
put pressure onto the toss. He got 2 into the main. He took out a cannon, but Gestalt was just very solid in his responses and sort of, you know, restructuring after initial setbacks and losses.